Welcome to episode 27 of Debra Quilts, Lots and Knits Bits. I'm Debra McCracken and I quilt a lot and I knit a little bit. Thank you for joining me here on Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. I'm coming to you from beautiful Penticton, British Columbia, Canada, where it's warm-ish today, but it's smoky. We've got a lot of forest fires going on around us, pretty close. And we live in a valley, and the valley just fills up with smoke. And actually today is the best that it's been since Friday. So it's still smoky, but it's okay. We'll take it. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I come here occasionally when I finish something, show you what I've been working on and talk about things. So I'll start off with my knitting today because I've actually got 3 things finished, which is almost a landmark occasion, but it's been like probably 6 weeks since I filmed last, so it's not that big of an accomplishment, but I'll take it. Anyway, the first thing that I finished was the little, this is called the hooded cardigan or stockinette garter stitch cardigan. And it was from Bernat. So it's got a little hood on it. And I made the size 18 months because my granddaughter's going to be a year in a few weeks. And I thought, well, you know, this will do her for the winter. Well, she was here last week. We had it on her and it just fits her now. So I'm going to add on to like a cuff to the ends of the sleeves, and I might add on a little ruffle around the bottom. But I got these little bee buttons, and when we decided, I kind of always thought I'd put bees on it because it reminds me of a honey color. And so I've had my eye open for a while for the bee buttons. And so when I put Emma's picture on my Facebook page and said Emma would like bees on her sweater, tons of people messaged me and said, oh, I saw bees here, I saw bees there, I saw bees there. So I didn't really have to look too hard for the bees. And actually, Debbie in Kelowna went to the yarn shop there because she thought that they might have bees and discovered that they didn't. So saved me a trip, but she did find some on online for me. And then Paige said, oh, I think Fabricland has bees. So I go into Fabricland, I look up, there's the bees right there. And they were very, like for 4 buttons, it was like $3. So awesome. So anyway, I have lots of yarn left. I have this much and a whole other 50-gram ball. And it was the Barocco Vintage Baby. And color 100 and 10020. So it's a DK weight, and it's a nice blend of acrylic and wool, 40% wool. So it'll be nice and washable and not itchy or anything. Anyway, she looks really cute in it, even without the buttons. So like I say, add on to the sleeves and it might be something that she wears. So the other thing I got finished, I don't know if you've been watching a few times, you would have said that I started some socks for my mother for Mother's Day, and May, June, July, so it's only like 2.5 months late. I finally got these socks done, and I did send my mom a picture of the one, but it was black and white, so she doesn't know what colors they are. And this was the Pattons Croy sock yarn. It was kind of self-striping, and it doesn't really give me a sunburst stripes. It's what the colorway. So that was fun. I haven't blocked them yet, and it's 75% washable wool. So I was out at last Mom a little while and keep her feet warm. Pardon me. And the last thing that I was working on, I found this pattern in a group of patterns that somebody passed away, and I got to take a look through their patterns. And I thought, oh, I like this like 80s look, but I'm gonna make it longer. And my yarn that I was using had a different gauge, so I did yarn math. And I think it worked out okay. I'm just gonna pop myself up on the stool here. And I just finished this morning, so I was kind of anxious to share it. So it fits pretty good, and I did the little split hem detail. And I haven't quite decided how the sleeves are gonna go yet, because when I did the sleeves as per the measurements in the pattern, they're kind of tight on my arms. So I guess in the 80s I had skinnier arms. Of course we did. Anyway, so I used the Remix Light, and this is a blend of nylon, cotton, acrylic, and silk and linen. And it was so nice to work with. It's so soft. And I really, really liked it. I will probably go and get more of this to make a nice raglan kind of sweatshirty thing for winter. It's very comfortable, very, very soft. So I was very happy to work with that. And this Remix and the Vintage Baby, of course, I got out at the Bee's Knees in Summerland. And I'm never disappointed with anything I get there. And speaking of the Bee's Knees, the Okanagan Yarn Crawl is on this weekend. So you buy a passport, I think, for $5. And then there's a number of yarn shops, and you go shop to shop. And independent dyers are also going to have little booths set up at each location on certain days, certain hours. So if you go on to Okanagan Yarn Crawl on Facebook or Instagram, you get all the details there. So it's Friday and Saturday, August the 6th and 7th. And so that'll be fun. And so I made up some project bags. I'm gonna pop these out to the Bee's Knees and see if she has room for them. She may or may not. I haven't actually asked her yet. So these ones are the same size and style as the drawstring tops, but they have a nice zipper that opens up all the way, so your yarn can actually sit, your bag can actually sit open like a basket, and it's got pockets inside. Some of them are quilted with a cotton lining. These ones are interfaced, and then they have a canvas lining, and there's always some kind of sheepy knitty pockets on the inside. So these are the sock size. So you can get a sock or a shawl, a pair of socks or a shawl, or even a t-shirt like this into one of these. And then there's a few sweater size ones as well. So that's fun. I've been working on those for a couple days now and enjoying. I haven't had an opportunity to do that kind of sewing for quite a while, so yay. And what else knitting wise? Okay, so in the last little while we had Knit City Virtual, and my favorite now local yarn dyer, KZip Knits, did a Zoom trunk show with another local dyer, Fibre Arts, and they did a special collaboration for their Knit City show. Anyway, so this is Baby Dill, and that's by KZip Knits, and then this one was by Fibre Arts, and it's Cineraria. She names all of her yarns after flowers. And this is the Garibaldi fingering sock base. And I just love, 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 love working with this yarn. It actually plumps up, and I'm working on a shawl right now with like size 4 needles, like 4mm needles. And it's coming out just a beautiful fabric. So that was something I had to have. And while I was there, of course, Kelsey also made up this Summer Fiesta. I don't know if you can see all the colors there. Maybe this is better. That is going to be so much fun. And then of course her glow stick, my go-to for Grinch slippers. And these ones are on a DK sock base, so I'm looking forward to trying that out. Hopefully it means that I can make socks that won't take as long to knit. And the Grinch socks, I should be able to make a few extra pairs. So that was a few weeks ago. And then Kelsey also had her, every quarter she does kind of a, oh, it's a mystery box. Anyway, if you've been watching for a while, in January it was the Galaxy box. And then in April it was something to do with bees. And this time it was a starfish in the ocean. So this came today. We haven't had mail delivery for most of last week because of the smoke. They didn't have the mail carriers out. So this one is called Sea Stars. So you get a sock set here. So the heels, toes, and cuffs. And this one's called Sea Glass. And they're just beautiful. The inspiration picture that I ordered off of was a starfish by the ocean, and it was like, oh, I like that. So I'm looking forward, and really, I was looking at these three together. Maybe, maybe not. We'll see. So along with those two yarns, because your boxes always have a theme. Mystery boxes, there we go. So also there was a package of these mother of pearl star buttons and a set of little star stitch markers, different colors. So it's just fun. I mean, you don't know what you're getting, but you're always getting something fun. So I always put a link when she announces that she's getting ready for the next mystery box. And she does a mystery sock club every month too. So you can go on her KZipKnits.com website. I believe that's what it is. Yeah, and just check it out, because it's a lot of fun. I'll put the link in the description box below. So it's a nice yarn to work with, and very cool colors and fun names. What more can you ask for? So what else has been going on? Well, my new quilting machine arrived on June the 1st, and I have caught up. I did what I had left over from March and April and May and June, and now I finished July last week. So very excited for that. I've had caught up like that, and it feels good. The machine works great. It's a little different than the old one. I mean, I would just put it on the same table, but it's set up a little differently, so it's going to take some getting used to. That's all. But I'm pretty pleased with that decision. So, yay! So I don't know if you can see this quilt behind me. I'll tilt you up a little bit. So, I guess you can't see all of that. There we go. So I belong to the Okanagan Modern Quilt Guild, and last fall, we were given a third of a meter of these 4 colors. And the rules were that we had to make it bigger than 12 inches by 12 inches, and that we had to use as much of the fabric as possible, and that we could add 1 more fabric. And that it had to have some kind of way to describe our 2020. So, not knowing, like not reading the whole thing like I usually don't, I decided that I was going to try this pattern called Sound Waves. And it is by Tamarini's, by Tammy Silvers. Anyway, I picked this pattern up a few years back at the quilt shop in Omak, Washington, and I thought, oh, well, that looks fun. Well, I opened it up and read the instructions, and now I'm looking at the back, and it's just a guided improv pattern. So it just told you, like, do this, and try to do this, and try to do that, and it was like, oh, okay. So anyway, I cut all my fabric up, and this is what I ended up with. So these diamonds had decent points on them, and these ones didn't, so they got cut up and put in the end. And really, I did a little bit of writing along the binding here, which was again pieces of the 4 fabrics, and it just talks about how 2020 came in waves, and waves of anxiety and waves of relief and waves of everything and this and that, and some of the waves were numbered because, like, you know, as we keep hearing on the news, now we're going into the 4th wave. So it was kind of an interesting challenge. And the rest of the guild came up with amazing things. They're going to hang at Poppins at the end of August, so you can go in and take a look at all of them, what everybody did with the 4 same fabrics, and a prompt to you know, relate it in some way to how your 2020 went. And really, if you're like me, you kind of at the last minute, by the seat of your pants, decide that, oh, well, I can make it fit into the prompt by wording it this way. But so I just kind of quilted it all over with it's a thread called denim, and I initially bought that to use on solid black because it's just enough of a blue to make the black just give it a little bit of there's something there. So finally got to use that, and on my black grunge. And it worked out just fine. I don't think it's square. I don't know what size it is. I know it's bigger than 12 inches by 12 inches. And what did I put on the back? Oh, I put some navy blue on the back, and I used up all my bobbins with bright colored threads in them. So that was an opportunity. So I'm going to stop it, and I'm going to come right back, and I'll show you what I've got on the wall behind it, because it's kind of interesting. Okay, we're back. So on my design wall, I have 2 panels. This one is called Words to Live By, and this one is called Dwell in Possibility. And I initially bought this one. I thought that it would be nice to make project bags out of, but the panel, the pieces are just too big, unless I wanted to make like a bucket that you know, leave on the fireplace full of yarn or whatever. But I really like it, and I think that I'm going to cut it up and cut out some of these and make a quilt out of them, because they are just very positive, motivational sayings, and I think that would be nice for a little girl to have, a young lady. So I have been inspired lately by some of the quilts that Pat Sloan is doing on her website and on her, she's got a YouTube channel that she does a video every day, and lots of pieced sashings and things like that. So it's not going to happen in the next little while, but it could happen sometime soon. I just thought they were pretty. So when I bought the Dwell in Possibility panel, the artist on these is Gingiber, and her name is Stacy something. Anyway, I've always really liked her fabrics and her artwork, and then add in some motivational quotes. You got me. So initially I was going to use this charm pack to do something with the big panel, make some flying geese or something like that out of the charms, but I haven't done anything yet, of course. And then with the Words to Live By panel, I thought, well, you know, Pat Sloan's doing all these quilt-alongs and they're perfect for a layer cake. So I got the layer cake that went with this too. And so it was just last week I got this layer cake and this panel out at Cherry Tree, so I would imagine that they probably still have some. I got the last one of these, and I think I saw some more charm packs and some of the fabrics, not all of them, last week as well. So if you're looking for something like that and something just happy and fun to sew with, then by all means, that's a good place to start. And I actually have been I've been working a lot, so I haven't been down to Poppins to see what's new there, and I haven't really been too far for too long at any time. So yeah, so that's about it. That's all I have to say. I'm going to go in a couple of weeks and see the Immersive Van Gogh exhibit in Calgary, and I'm excited about that. My friend went when it was in London last year, and she posted some pictures, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what's that? And then I saw a notification that it was in Vancouver, and I thought, oh, I should jump in the little nano wagon, head over to Vancouver and see that, because it's only 4 hours away. So I was talking to my daughter last week, and she said, oh, that her mother-in-law had received tickets for it for her birthday in Calgary. And then Suzanne, my friend in Cochrane, she went on Sunday, I believe, or yesterday maybe. I said it was just fantastic. So, got tickets. Going to Calgary. Yay! So very exciting. I'm really looking forward to that. So hopefully I will be able to report on that on my next episode. I think that's all I have to say for now. So I'm going to let you go. Happy making, happy sewing, happy quilting, happy knitting, happy crocheting, whatever you do that makes you happy and helps you relax. And stay cool and stay out of the smoke. And yeah, just take care of yourself and enjoy. That's what it's all about. So thank you for joining me, and if you like the video and if you'd like to subscribe to my channel, I'd be tickled to death. So thanks so much, and we'll see you again very soon. Bye-bye.